Hello, and welcome to my Sunday Facebook chat where we look at conscious living, conscious eating. And today is about our lawns, the grass that many of us cut every week. Thankfully, we don't have grass in our house, around our house, and so we don't have to worry about that. But other people do. And what are some of our choices? Do we have to do that all the time? Or is there something else? Well, my son is looking into micro-clover. And I'm going, well, what is that? Because you know me, I like to find out more about these different things. And if it saves time and it helps the earth, helps the environment, um, let's look at it. So this is called Ditch the Weekend Lawn Grind, Why Micro-Clover Beats Grass and Saves Your Sanity. How many of you, maybe you do, love cutting your grass? And depending on the size, um, spend hours every weekend with the cutting and the watering and the edging and all those things that go into making it so beautiful. And so we're going to look at more play, less spray, greener yards, and bluer skies. So if you feel like your lawn owns your weekend, you're not imagining it. In North America, turf has been treated like a status symbol for decades, probably hundreds of years. So much that by satellite estimate, turf lawns cover more irrigated area in the United States than any single farm crop. Ooh, that scale matters. Keeping conventional lawns lush typically means heavy watering, frequent mowing, and routine chemical inputs. The idea itself was imported from European estate culture and after World War II was packaged into suburbia by builders, magazines, and lawn care ads as the good neighbor look. And the estates would way back when, hundreds of years ago, it was a status symbol. If you had a beautiful green grass surrounding your estate home, you had money and you had power. Well, let's look at that a little further. So, psychologically, a uniform green square still signals order, control, and belonging. Powerful social cues that keep us mowing even when it costs time, money, and water. After World War II, the idea spread. Mass produced suburbia bundled the front lawn into the American dream itself. Builders and neighborhood covenants normalized uniform, weed free yards. Municipalities added grass height. And here in uh, Delta, British Columbia, we have a weed grass height of 9 inches. I didn't even know that was on the books. And weed ordinances turning taste into law. The homeowner association rules and social pressure did the rest. Conformity, be a good neighbor. A brown flowering or shaggy yard signaled neglect. Well, actually, brown grass is grass that's gone dormant. It's hibernating. Guess what happens when it rains? Poof! Chemistry finished the story. The post-war boom brought synthetic fertilizers, evergreen turf on demand, and selective herbicides like 2,4-D that kill broadleaf weeds, clover, dandelion, your edible rebels, without harming the grass. Ad campaigns and step programs taught homeowners to feed, spray, and mow on a schedule. 5 times a year wasn't unusual to achieve the color and uniformity that magazines and TV promised. Kind of like the golf courses where it's perfect, other than a few divots. The kicker, scale. By satellite modeling estimates, lawns cover more surface, right, than the crops. And if kept emerald green year round, they demand staggering water. That helps explain summer restrictions across cities and the growing push to rethink turf. Economically, It's huge. Landscaping and lawn services are a $150 billion US industry, let alone Canada and any other country, employing over 1 million people. A single input brand like, Scott's Miracle-Gro does a $3.5 billion in annual revenue, and who knows what all the other ones are doing. The machine side is its own engine. Gas mowers and blowers are so polluting that 1 hour of commercial mowing can equal the smog forming emissions of about 30 miles of car driving. Beyond water, lawns bleed pollution. Rain and hose runoff wash fertilizers and pesticides off the yards and into the storm drains, the creeks and the beaches, or wherever it goes in your area, where they degrade the water quality and harm aquatic life. It's downstream. We don't see that. And we need to be thinking more globally. The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency lists lawns among common sources of polluted urban runoff alongside construction sites and improperly stored household chemicals. Add air pollution from gas equipment. California's Clean Air Agency estimates 1 hour with a mower emits as much smog forming pollution as, oh, we did that one. Yeah, okay, repeat. So it means a lot of pollution and money that we're paying. So what's the alternative? If kids want a place to play, to run, try micro-clover. It's a dwarf form of white clover used alone, or a favorite is blended with fine fescue. Micro-clover fixes its own nitrogen through symbiosis with soil bacteria, which means you can often skip synthetic fertilizer, which you can maybe don't do at all, while keeping a healthy green look to your lawn. And university extension guides also note its compatibility with turf grass and ability to handle mowing and foot traffic when mixed perfectly. It's perfect for play areas for your kids. And the modern micro-cultivars sit lower, have smaller leaves, and produce fewer flowers. And guess what? You don't have to mow it as often. Woohoo! How can it get any better than this? And so it's smaller than the traditional Dutch white clover that you often see in lawns right now. And still offering nectar for the pollinators. Our little keeps our bees happy, and the soil benefits. In bee lawn research and guidance, white clover is repeatedly highlighted for drought tolerance, long bloom windows when allowed, and that I've seen that in some of the cities aren't cutting the grass as often, and homeowners, you get these little patches of, what? They haven't got to finish cutting the grass. No, they've left circles and spaces, patches where they haven't cut, they haven't mowed. And so it allows the pollinators, including bees, to slurp up some of that beautiful nectar that feeds them. And so practically, a mix lets you tailor your yard by use. Keep it smaller, tougher, a play patch, and try a xeriscape bed with native perennials, with maybe some drip irrigation that uses less water and is only watering what it needs to. So xeriscaping, thoughtfully choosing climate appropriate plants and efficient irrigation, cuts outdoor water use by 20 to 50%. And programs and guides across North America without giving up beauty or usability. Build in a rain garden or a mulched path, and you've reduced runoff while adding habitat. So policy trends are moving in this way. Many places have tightened the rules on cosmetic lawn pesticides. Ontario, wide ban dates back to 2009, and several European countries have restricted urban pesticide use on public green spaces. Signals that greener maintenance is not only possible, but it's practical. For homeowners, that often nudges landscapes toward clover grass mixes, native plantings, and less toxic care. Because if you're mowing that grass, you're putting on those pesticides or whatever, you're breathing that in, You don't want to do that. Getting started is simple. In early spring or late summer, rake thin spots and overseed with micro-clover into the existing turf. Keep evenly moist until established. And they're suggesting mowing high, like, whoa, 3 inches. Wow, that's high. And leave clippings. Don't bag it. And the clippings recycle the nutrients. You haven't added any toxic chemicals to it, and it goes back into the soil. And the worms get an extra lunch. And skip the broadleaf herbicides that would kill the clover. Um, and so, there's different ways. You spend less time mowing and fertilizing, less money on inputs, and send fewer toxins towards streams, while your kids still get a nice, soft, green place to play, and you reclaim your weekends. Woohoo! And that's what I call a conscious, joyful yard. Have fun with your research. Let me know what you're changing about your lawn. And what have you heard? And so I just invite you to share. What are you doing about making more fun on the weekends and less work with your lawn? Anyway, just a thought to think about. Yeah. And remember, during the summertime, turn off the lawn watering, or do it just every once a week, or even don't even water. And you can tell which of your neighbors are watering because their lawn is green. And when they're not watering, guess what? It's a beautiful brown. And guess what happens in the fall when the rains come? Pop, the grass grows back. So anyway, something to think about in our conscious living. Can you do that? Have fun. Till next time. Toodaloo.